So you probably noticed a downside to using the methods for storing our session data is that it's kind of limiting us to integer and string. What if you want to store an object? You can, but if you want to store something that's more complex, then you have to serialize the object into a string. Then once it's a string, you can store it as session data. And then after you retrieve it, you deserialize it back into an object. So this has got a couple more steps. And so what we are going to be using for this is JSON. And by default, JSON is not in our app. So we are going to have to add it using the NuGet package manager. And there's more than one version of JSON in there. So make sure that you are accessing Microsoft.ASPNET core.mvc.newtonsoft JSON, because that's the one that we need. Okay. Once you have installed that, then we have to go into the startup and we have to modify the add controllers with views. Okay, this is in the configure services method. We have to add a dot, add Newtonsoft JSON. We have to plop that on the end. Okay, once you have that, then it's just a matter of basically creating a string variable using JSON convert .serialize object to give it your object name. Okay, that converts the entire object into a string. Once you have the string, then you can use setString, session.setString, and you can save it as a session variable. Then to retrieve it, you will use the get string, and you have to deserialize it. So this little example shows you how to do that, and this is done in a view. So remember, the only difference between the view and the controller is the view uses context.session and the controller uses HTTP HTTP context.session. But here you can see it's retrieving it, storing it in a string, and then we are deserializing this and storing it back as an object. And then we use the object.property to access the different values. So you are going to get to practice this so you get a feel for how it works. That is going to be in the next hands-on.